Good morning.
Good morning and welcome to MediaPulse, the show where we help you make sense of Thai politics.
I think it would be strange if we don't start today's program with the clashes between Thailand and Cambodia along their border. But we leave out all the details about the exchange of fire, the casualties and the damage, because we believe that they have already been extensively reported by the media in general.
Yeah.
But instead we'll focus on the two families, the Hun and the Shinawatra family, that many critics believe have contributed to the tensions between Thailand and Cambodia that have culminated in the clashes that have been raging in the past few days. And there are also critics who believe that the two families are in fact the root cause of the whole troubles between the two countries.
Yeah, everybody's talking about it actually. That gives us the fitting title of today's episode, Two Countries, Two Families, the feud that affects us, isn't it? And we are referring to the two strongmen in particular of Thailand and Cambodia. We're talking about Thaksin Shinawatra, who is the father of Thailand's Prime Minister, who is on suspension at the moment, Khun Pathongthan. And on the other side, on the Cambodian side, is Mr. Hun Sen, the Senate President, who is also the father of the current Prime Minister Hun Manet of Cambodia.
Now, the chummy relationship dates back to many years, right? And as we all remember, when Thaksin went into self-exile after being toppled in a coup d'etat in 2006, one of the few places he was welcome was in Phnom Penh,
Yeah.
the capital of Cambodia. And at that time, he was even made an advisor to Prime Minister Hun Sen at the time, right?
Yeah.
And since then, I mean, many of Thaksin's supporters, the so-called red shirts, went to Cambodia to seek refuge, and Hun Sen brought them under his wings, and with Thaksin's blessing, of course. And then don't forget that 2 years ago, I mean, in August, right, Thaksin, along with his sister, Kun Yingluck Shinawatra, the former Prime Minister, went to Cambodia in a much publicized visit to join Hun Sen's birthday parties.
Yeah, so they're like families. So they were actually good friends before.
Yeah.
On many occasions, posting family photos together, helping each other out throughout their political career.
And don't forget the fact that Hun Sen was the first foreign dignitary to visit Thaksin when he was discharged from the police hospital,
Yeah.
following months of illnesses and recuperation. And Hun Sen even referred to Kun Thaksin at that time. He went to visit Kun Thaksin at his residence, at Chan Songra residence, that they're very well-known residence, right?
Yeah.
And referred to Kun Thaksin as my brother. But now the brothers have turned enemies.
Yeah, exactly. So we're talking about the point where it turned really sour. So mid-June, there was a leaked audio clip between Khun Pathongthan, the Prime Minister of Thailand, and Hun Sen, talking about the border conflicts. In the audio recording, we heard Khun Pathongthan saying things like, "Take pity on me, Uncle Hun Sen, because I'm being heavily criticized on the Thai side for her handling of the border issue." And she also mentioned the army commander of the 2nd Army Region as being on the opposite side of her and Hun Sen. So that sparked an outcry.
And since then, the two families, and especially the father and daughter and the father and son, we're talking about Thaksin, Pathongthan on one side, Hun Sen and Hun Manet on the other side, right? The relationship nosedived to the lowest point.
Yeah, they have been exchanging insults on social media quite a lot since then. And Kun Thaksin even made a lot of public comments about Hun Sen earlier. So at this point, the line between personal conflicts and border conflicts seems a little bit blurry because they were all talking about the border as well.
So what we are saying is that amid the fighting on the border, there is a war of words going on between the de facto leaders of the two countries.
Exactly. Why do we say so? Let's take a look at this social media post. We're just gonna start with Kun Thaksin's post. So this round of armed conflicts between Thailand and Cambodia started on Thursday morning. So on the same day, Thaksin posted this on social media. He says, many countries are concerned about the fighting between Thailand and Cambodia and are offering to help mediate the problem. I have thanked them. I also asked for some time because we have to let the Thai military carry out their duties and teach the tricky Hun Sen a lesson first.
And Hun Sen, as expected, wasted no time in responding to Hun Thaksin's message. On the same day, in fact, in a few hours afterward, Hun Sen posted his response on the social media, which has become his very handy tool of communicating with the Cambodian people and Thai people.
More effective than official press releases.
And this is what he said. He said earlier, Thaksin Shinawatra delivered a statement with a warlike tone aimed at teaching a lesson to Hun Sen. Hun Sen has the habit of calling himself Hun Sen.
Yeah.
Right? When he posts messages, he calls himself Hun Sen all the time.
Right.
So and Hun Sen continues with this. Thaksin's remarks further underscore Thailand's military aggression toward Cambodia. I am not surprised by Thaksin's attitude toward me because he has even betrayed Thai King as well as members of his own party. He was referring to the Thai party, which is under the leadership of his daughter, Kunpatongtan.
And this is not the first time he mentioned something like this. In the post, Hun Sen also brought up the incidents from 2004 and wrote that Thaksin is using revenge on Hun Sen, calls himself Hun Sen again, as a pretext for war. Now, it is interesting to note that this is not the first time that Hun Sen has mentioned Thaksin's betrayal.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So the question is, why does Hun Sen keep repeating this? And, the issue of Thaksin's betrayal, like who betrayed whom and what was the cause, we don't really know for sure.
No, in fact, many Thai people have been holding their breath, waiting for Hun Sen to spill the beans about what he alleged to be Thaksin's betrayal. A series of betrayals. But so far, he hasn't really come out with any credible information that would be considered to be damaging to Thaksin.
So we're still waiting, Hun Sen. Okay, so in his recent post, he also includes all pictures of the two. Remember earlier, he claimed that Thaksin consulted him on many issues, including that of national security and domestic politics, in terms of like who to appoint, who to ditch in the government coalition and so on. So Hun Sen has threatened to reveal Thaksin's secret many times.
No, at one point, Hun Sen said that people asked him why he knows so much about Thai politics. And his answer was, it's Kun Thaksin who has been providing me with all this confidential information about who does what to whom in Thailand.
Yeah, I guess my favorite is the pink bedroom. that was what he revealed. I'm not sure what your favorites are, but do tell us in the comments.
The room that he accommodated Thaksin when the former Prime Minister was in Phnom Penh, right?
Yeah, exactly. So with all this happening, Dr. Panithan Wattanayakon, a well-known political analyst, told Thai PBS World that the relations between the two countries must be based on existing official frameworks rather than personal relationships.
No wonder the Thai social media have been flooded with comments, not very good comments about Kun Thaksin's relationship with Hun Sen. Many of them said that the whole affairs of the conflicts between the two countries are result of Thaksin's personal conflict of interest with the Hun family.
Yeah, so we do hope that the conflict between the two countries resolves very fast because we don't want people suffering at the border at the moment. But speaking of Thaksin, in November last year, while campaigning in a local election on behalf of the ruling Pheu Thai party, the former Prime Minister gave himself a moniker. Sotara in Thai.
No.
Yeah.
Back then, he called himself the busybody, someone who pokes his nose into everything that has to do with the affairs of the state. And he said then that the country was deeply mired in the range of serious problems. And since no one seemed to be in charge of solving these problems, Thaksin claimed that he felt the urge to step forward to deal with the problems himself.
Yeah, so it was no surprise that since then, Thaksin seems to want to have a say in almost everything, including the Thai-Cambodian border issue. So he wants to say, he wants to have a say in everything that the Pattongtan government does. At times, he even gives the impression that he is the one who dictates the policy of his daughter's government.
And it is more than obvious that Thaksin is not bothered by widespread criticisms that he was interfering with or even dominating the work of the Pattongtan government, the government that is run by his daughter. And speaking during a dinner talk 2 weeks ago, Thaksin suggested that the fact that he was helping with his daughter in running the country should be appreciated instead of being criticized.
Did he say why? Did he say why, or did he just say?
No, he was suggesting that he was making a sacrifice by coming out to help his daughter. So don't blame me. Don't criticize me. You should appreciate what I'm doing for the country. That was his message.
And also during the talk, he gave himself a new moniker again. This time he called himself the National Clerk.
Wow.
Whose job is to collect and analyze problems facing the country and make reports to the government with recommendations. And even a week earlier, during a dinner talk that was organized by the Nation Media Group, Thaksin openly challenged whoever wants to get rid of him politically. He said, "No one can get rid of me. I am the busybody and will not relent. As long as I am around, the country will not run into a dead end," he said, referring to the current political stalemate with the Prime Minister being suspended and her government facing an uncertain future.
Tuxins obviously enjoys being at dinner talks. It looks like that way.
Yeah.
Right. And just early this week, Thaksin addressed another dinner gathering. This time it was the gathering of the top brass from Thai and other parties in the coalition government. And again, Thaksin made no qualms about demonstrating who is in charge. He declared that all the parties in the coalition government will stick together after the next election. He's making a prediction. Or was he issuing a command? We have no ideas.
Yeah.
And with him serving as his daughter's advisor, there is nothing to worry about. That means that everything will be in safe hand with him in charge.
He seems very confident. He actually expressed confidence both that both his daughter and himself will weather through all the legal problems that they are facing now. Thaksin is actually awaiting court for verdict on his lèse majesté charges against him, which is due for late August. And he said once he's clear of the legal case, he will hit the road to win back electoral support in every province.
No, whether it's the busybody or the national clerk, Thaksin's message is clear. He is the one who is calling the shots, and he has made no pretense that it isn't so. And why this doesn't really come as a surprise to many people, the question still is, why has the former Prime Minister suddenly resorted to such a grandstanding?
Yeah, makes you wonder because he's been keeping a low profile. There was a period when Thaksin ostensibly kept a low profile, actually, notably after the disastrous phone conversation between his daughter, Pattongtan, and Cambodian strongman Hun Sen that was made public in June. Thaksin was obviously caught off guard by what happened, given his previously chummy relationship with the former Cambodian Prime Minister. A lot of political analysts believe that the turning point that prompted Thaksin to try to bring the spotlight back on himself was when the Constitutional Court accepted for deliberation charges of serious breaches of ethics against his daughter in the connection with the phone call itself. So the court also suspended Pattongtan from performing her active duties as Prime Minister. This is pending a ruling.
No, the court's action through the ruling coalition government into a disarray. Phumchai Thai Party, a major partner in the government, subsequently left the Pattongtan administration to join the opposition and leaving it with only a slim majority in the House.
They had a good timing.
Yeah, and with his daughter's political future hanging in the balance and her coalition government in turmoil, Thaksin believes that he is the only person who can really steady the ship. And that's why he has been acting so outwardly without any qualms. Yeah.
Political analysts believe that the 2 consecutive dinner events and the gathering of the top brass of the coalition parties that Thaksin attended were designed as a platform for the former prime minister to make his presence felt. Thaksin wants to assure his daughter's coalition partners that he is still a force to be reckoned with. That was how a political observer put it.
And some Thai media outlets noted that Thaksin's sudden burst of activities came amid rumors that the Phumchai Thai party might attempt to form a rival transitional coalition government by luring some of the current partners in the Paetongtarn government to switch sides in the event that the Constitutional Court rules against the Prime Minister. But Kun Anutin Chanvirakul, the leader of Phumchai Thai party, has dismissed the rumor.
Well, a no never means no's in Thai politics for sure.
You're right.
Yeah.
Right.
So Thaksin has stressed that even if Paetongtarn loses the court case, Pheu Thai party will still take the lead in forming a new coalition under the leadership of Chai Ghasem Nithisiri, who is the party's remaining prime ministerial candidate. Chai Ghasem, a former justice minister, has emerged from political obscurity in recent weeks to declare that he is ready to take the helm of a new government.
But the problem is that Chai Ghasem is not a popular figure, not even within the Pheu Thai party. And he has just recovered from long illnesses, and so there's a question about his physical fitness. And worse still, his critics have pointed out that during the election campaign in 2023, Chai Ghasem made amending the Lèse Majesty law, better known as Article 112, as a campaign issue. And that is something the critics believe that will come back to haunt him if he is ever nominated as Kun Paetongtarn's successor.
If you follow the previous episodes of MediaPulse, you'll know that Article 112 amendment is practically out the window at the moment. So, yeah, that is going to be difficult. But anyway, according to some media, there is another scenario that might seem far-fetched to many people. It worst come to worst, Thaksin could resort to playing his last card. And that is to bring Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha back from
the court. not really the court. He has been out of the picture because he's now a member of the Privy Council, right?
Yeah.
So the big question mark is whether there is any way that he can really leave that post.
Yeah, I was going to say retirement, but he's
politics,
not really in retirement, no.
But don't forget the fact that technically General Prayut is still a prime ministerial candidate under the banner of the United Thai Nation Party,
exactly.
a partner in the current coalition government of Prime Minister Paetongtarn. The only obstacle he faces is his current role as a member of the Privy Council, which serves as the advisory body to His Majesty the King. But that doesn't mean it totally precludes his chance of making a political comeback. Because once again, we need to remind you that in politics, especially in Thai politics, anything is possible. Don't discount any possibility.
He had 8 years in the government house. Coming back would be quite something. So according to this scenario, Prayut would serve as an interim prime minister whose main task is to guide the country through the current turbulent time before dissolving the house to pave the way for the next general elections.
And there are, of course, questions as to whether he would be acceptable politically to the public, given his not so impressive role at the helm of the country for as many as 8 years, as you just mentioned, following the coup d'etat he engineered in 2014, right? But the most recent opinion poll conducted by the National Institute for Development Administration, or NIDA, a respected academic institution, this should provide a very good answer to that question. The opinion poll found out that almost 39% of the respondents believe he is more suitable to lead the country under the present circumstances, beating all the other potential Prime Minister candidates.
So Uncle Tu is not out of the picture yet, it seems.
Definitely not.
Yeah, okay. So that's pretty much it for this week's of MediaPulse. I hope you find it useful. And do follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, all that social media platforms we're on. And look for Thai PBS World, and everything's in English. So hopefully you'll find it useful and keep up to date. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.
Bye. See you next week.
Yeah.